Today's Democrats should move on from identity politics. It's not working. It's not working for them or for us. Democrats are hemorrhaging the very voters they think they're pandering to. The Financial Times writes, Democrats are going backwards faster with voters of color than any other demographic, and suggests the reason is that a less racially divided America is an America where people vote more based on their beliefs than their identity. In America now, you're allowed to be many things all at once, and that's a good thing, even when it's really stupid.
After a decisive election defeat, most people would expect the political left to rethink its heavy reliance on identity-based messaging, especially when it's clear that approach no longer resonates with voters. Instead, the opposite happened. The strategy has been pushed even harder, particularly after Trump returned to the spotlight. Bill Maher, who has long identified as a progressive himself, has been openly criticizing this trend with sharp humor and blunt honesty. His commentary has struck a nerve because it comes from inside the movement. If you enjoy unfiltered political analysis, hit like, subscribe, and let's break this down together.
I think now more than ever, we need to stop talking about the things that make Americans different from each other and start honoring the things that make us the same. So let my people, the Irish, lead the way. Because again, the Irish think, I don't give a shit. I do give a shit who wins the next election. And outdated racial pandering is one reason Democrats lose elections. When Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi put on kente cloth, I don't think it earned them one vote for their powerful emotional ties to Ghana.
Take that kneeling gesture everyone was talking about. What exactly was it meant to symbolize? What was it honoring? No one could really say. It lacked clarity and purpose, coming across as another hollow display wrapped in moral grandstanding. At this point, it's less offensive and more absurd. There's a consistent pattern of confusing symbolic performance with actual principles, then acting surprised when the public doesn't respond positively. Maher has little patience for these kinds of gestures and openly questions their value. When criticism comes from someone who broadly shares your political leanings, it should be taken seriously. Identity-focused politics has gone from being a tactic to becoming a liability, and voters are responding accordingly.
Here in California, we're now segregating kidnapping. Really. California doesn't just have Amber Alerts for missing children. We have Ebony Alerts for black children and Feather Alerts for Native American kids. What is that? We look for them by listening on the ground?
Maher highlights how many actions promoted as progress have become exaggerated displays with little real-world impact. Often, these efforts complicate issues instead of solving them. Sometimes the results are almost surreal. Consider the Amber Alert system, which was designed with one clear mission: quickly alert the public when a child goes missing. Simple, urgent, effective. Yet even that has been filtered through identity-based frameworks, making it more complicated than necessary. When a child is missing, speed matters more than categorization. Injecting identity politics into every system weakens urgency and distracts from the core purpose. Maher's critique lands because it exposes how performative activism can undermine common sense.
Look, even if you like identity politics, this kind of thing is antiquated. From 2010 to 2020, the number of people identifying as multiracial in America went up 276%. 1 in 5 newlyweds now are in an interracial marriage, and that number goes up to 100% in ads for Subaru.
At its core, Maher's argument is straightforward. Even if society were organized entirely around identity categories, the system would eventually break down under real-world complexity. People don't fit neatly into boxes. Cultures overlap, backgrounds blend, and interracial families continue to grow. Trying to assign political or social value based on rigid identity lines quickly turns into bureaucratic confusion and ethical contradictions. Which identity takes priority? How is it measured? Maher points out that this obsession ignores reality and creates unnecessary conflict. Instead of uniting people around shared goals, identity-driven frameworks fracture society into smaller and smaller groups competing for attention and influence.
You couldn't do a remake of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner today because almost 100% of Americans approve of interracial marriage, especially with rich in-laws. And 95% of white women would leave their husband to marry Idris Elba. Idris Elba, who says, as humans, we are obsessed with race, and that obsession can really hinder people's aspirations. Actress Raven-Symoné agrees. She told Oprah, I'm tired of being labeled. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
The alternative, Maher suggests, is shifting the focus back to individuals. This doesn't mean ignoring cultural diversity or pretending differences don't exist. It means refusing to let race or identity dominate every discussion and decision. Progress comes from recognizing people as individuals with unique experiences, not as representatives of categories. When identity becomes the primary lens, it breeds division and resentment. A fair, color-conscious but not obsessed approach emphasizes equal treatment, shared opportunity, and mutual respect. Maher's message is clear. If unity and progress are the goal, shared humanity must come first.
She says, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. My roots are in Louisiana. And you don't have to agree with that. But it's a point of view a lot of people have. It should be respected. Morgan Freeman says the way to finish off racism is stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. There's even a movement now to ban racial questions on the census, and many of its leaders are people of color, like Professor Sheena Mason, who says to undo racism, we have to undo our belief in race.
That perspective also explains why some rhetoric around ancestry feels misguided. Telling Black Americans that their identity is simply rooted in Africa ignores enormous historical and cultural complexity. Africa isn't a single culture or experience. It's a vast continent with countless nations, languages, and traditions. Reducing that richness to a talking point oversimplifies identity rather than honoring it. Culture isn't inherited automatically. It's lived and shaped by environment. Black Americans are deeply connected to American history and society. Real empowerment comes from acknowledging history honestly while recognizing people as they are today, not forcing them into abstract narratives.
The liberal group MoveOn.org, formed in 1998 to urge Republicans to move on from the Clinton impeachment. Today's Democrats should move on from identity politics. It's not working. The Financial Times writes, Democrats are going backwards faster with voters of color than any other demographic, and suggests the reason is that a less racially divided America is an America where people vote more based on their beliefs than their identity.
What's especially telling is that many voters who were once considered reliable supporters are now drifting away. That shift should be a major warning sign. People are exhausted by constant cultural messaging that doesn't improve their daily lives. What they care about are tangible issues: economic stability, healthcare access, job security, and safety. These concerns cut across all backgrounds. When those fundamentals are strong, people feel more secure and optimistic. Ignoring these priorities in favor of endless symbolic debates creates a disconnect. Political movements that lose sight of everyday realities shouldn't be surprised when support starts to fade.
Far-left liberals are living in an old paradigm. Americans don't fit into neat little boxes anymore. Who has the #1 country song right now? Beyoncé. Lil Nas X won a country music award, and he's black and gay. And a brand ambassador for the waspiest purse in America, Coach. The biggest new star in country is Jelly Roll, who was a drug dealer, then a prisoner, then a rapper, and then a face-tatted country music star. Not to mention a giant middle finger to the idea of staying in your own lane.
In many ways, the United States has moved closer to the vision of a true melting pot. People from different backgrounds live, work, and build families together, united by shared values rather than shared ancestry. Modern America is too dynamic and interconnected to be confined by rigid identity labels. Opportunity, ambition, and effort are what connect people. While no system is perfect, the ideal remains powerful. Judge individuals by character, reward hard work, and keep opportunity open. That shared pursuit, not identity classification, is what strengthens national unity.
We're all Jelly Roll now. We're sloppy, complicated, and contradictory. 2/3 of Republican voters support weed legalization. And 41% of Democrats own or live with someone who owns a gun. Miss Marvel is Pakistani, and the winner of the last 2 NBA dunk contests is white.
This helps explain why so many voters feel disconnected from the current messaging on the left. The country has evolved, but parts of the political conversation haven't kept up. Today's voters are more blended, pragmatic, and focused on results than ever before. Repeating outdated strategies and louder slogans won't reverse that trend. It often accelerates it. Political success comes from addressing common concerns and shared goals, not dividing people into smaller groups. Until that reality is acknowledged, identity-based politics will continue to lose its influence. I hope you like this video and make sure to subscribe my channel, and I will see you in next video.